Hari Om. Let us chant the last 10 verses of chapter 7, starting from verse 21. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya chitumichati tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidadham yaham sataya shraddhaya yuktaha tasyaradhanamihate labhate cha tatha kaman mayaiva vihitan hitan antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavatyalpamedhasam devan devayajo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante mama buddhayaha param bhavamajanantaha mamavyayamanutamam naham prakasha sadvasya yogamaya samavritaha mudhoyam nabhijanati loko mamajamavyayam vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana ichha dvesha samuddhena dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham sadgeyanti parantapa yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandva mohane muktaha bhajante mam dridhavrataha jara marana mokshaya mamashritya yatanti ye te brahma tadvidhu krishnam adhyatmam karma chakilam sadhi bhutadhidaivam ma sadhi yajñam cha ye viduhu prayana kale pichamam te viduryukta chetasaha.
Sahanau bhunaktu saha viryankaravavahai tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are studying verse number 24, isn't it? The foolish think of me, the unmanifest, as having manifestation, not knowing my supreme nature, immutable, unsurpassed. Buddhayaha means one who deprives oneself of buddhi. Intellect is that which is available for everybody. Buddhi is that which is there for everybody. And abhuddhayaha means one who lacks this, one who has deprived oneself of this buddhi, the intellect. The unmanifest is misunderstood as having manifestation. The devotees, the bhaktas, misunderstand. The misunderstanding of the devotees is God has an appearance, and then after the purpose of appearance is over, he will disappear. The manifestation, the unmanifest, people misunderstand as having manifestation. What is the misunderstanding? The misunderstanding is they believe that it has a God appears in a manifested form, stays for a while, finish the purpose, and then go back. Again, next visit. Another appointment, another body, another visit. He goes back. Again, another appointment, another body, another visit. All these Dashavataras have said this very clearly. Where is the problem? God is having manifestation. Manifestation is that which has a form. Form is that which is perceivable. Manifestation means it has a form, and form is that which is perceivable, and anything that is not perceivable do not exist. We work on this logic. Anything that is not perceivable, understandable, do not exist. The abhuddhayaha think like this. The foolish people think like this. What? Manifestation happens to God. And how much ever you keep hearing this, the mind will still go back and believe that God has a manifestation. Not realizing that form is not God. The form is not God. Just as the cloth with which the flag is made is not nation. The paper with which the flag is made is not nation. Therefore, the form isn't God. The abhuddhayaha misunderstands. And what is the misunderstanding? God comes in a form, exists in a form, and disappears. God comes, exists, disappears. You have to do tapas to see the form, which is what we see in the movies, no? And we learn more through movies and serials, isn't it? We don't learn through books. We don't learn through books and knowledge. We learn only through movies and serials. Vedanta serial also we should make, I think. Even then it will not be. So in the serials, in the movies, what do you see? There will be a person doing tapas. After a period of time, the person did tapas, God will appear. And what will God say? I am pleased with your tapas. What do you want? The person asks for something, the person will ask. God says, Tadastu, granted, and disappears. So where is the problem? God manifests and disappears. God manifests and disappears. These people, Arjuna, are unintelligent. Who think of God like that are unintelligent. Why are they thinking like that? What is the reason for people to think like that? Ignorance. What is the reason for people to think like that? Ignorance. In Vedanta, remember this always. In Vedanta, whenever we use the word ignorance, the word ignorance is used in the sense of wrong knowledge. Always remember this. I don't know what is the English word for wrong knowledge. In Sanskrit, it's called Ajnanam Avidya. In English, it is very roughly translated as ignorance. Avidya, Ajnanam is wrong knowledge. So in Vedanta, whenever we talk about people are ignorant, what is meant by ignorance here is you have a wrong knowledge. The difficulty is in removing the wrong. The difficulty is in removing the wrong knowledge. You have a wrong knowledge. So ignorance is not knowing. Ignorance is knowing something wrongly. That knowing something wrongly is very difficult to remove. Learn, unlearn, relearn, isn't it? They keep new words, they keep adding. The desperation is wrong. So ignorance in Vedanta is wrong knowledge. What is wrong knowledge? Wrong knowledge is that which is accepted without questioning, without reflection. Wrong knowledge is that which is accepted without reflection. Anything that you accept without reflection, anything that you accept without thinking, you gain a knowledge, and that knowledge is called wrong knowledge. Why it is wrong? Why it is called as wrong knowledge? Invariably, you will misunderstand it only. Invariably, it will be misunderstanding. Therefore, the important thing here is ignorance means it is not knowing. Ignorance in Vedanta means knowing something wrongly. So much of effort is to explain how your knowing is wrong. And that too to an emotional person. Chapter 7 to 12, very short chapters, very small chapters, but difficult. Because addressing to an emotional person, trying to change the emotion, trying to tell that person that your understanding is wrong. Because the mind will go on arguing and say, maybe that is how you see it, that is how you will interpret it, but the truth is, for an emotional person, for an ajnani, the feeling is always right. What I feel is right. That is ignorance. What I feel is right. I feel like loving that person today, it's right. I feel like hating that person today, it's right. He cannot think, I was so loving yesterday, I am so hateful today, and that person cannot understand the contradiction at all. In that person, it will be so comfortably, it will be very comfortable. Are you able to follow? Same person ready to do anything for that person, for somebody, is the same person ready to do anything to get rid. And they will not understand this contradiction at all. Not only they will not understand this contradiction and conflict, confusion in them, they will be very happily convinced that what I did then was right, and what I am doing now is also right, and what I will do tomorrow also is right. Who is wrong? The one who is talking is wrong, not the one who is doing. The one who is talking becomes wrong. This is called abuddhaya. This is called abuddhaya. If you don't have an intellect and if you are blamed, it's wrong. If you have an intellect and if you are not using it, that blame has a validity. If you don't have an intellect at all, if you don't have this reasoning ability at all, and if you are blamed, it is understandable. That blame is not valid. It's not the right one. You have it, and if you are not using it, then it is different. You follow? In that sense, he says abuddhaya. Abuddhaya means one who deprives oneself of the intellect. It is there, but you don't make use of it. Who is a fool? You have it and you don't make use of it is a fool. If you don't have it at all, how can you blame? You can't blame the person who don't have it. But have it and you do not use it. This people is called abuddhaya. And what happens to them? What is it that they go through? Because of this fundamental misunderstanding, they do a series of mistakes. What are the series of mistakes they do because of this misunderstanding? The fundamental misunderstanding: God has a form manifestation. Second mistake they make is God is the power that will satisfy you of your boons and wishes. All that you got to do is to please. All that you got to do is what? Keep that God happy. Keep that God happy. And how to keep God happy? How to make God happy? Because he's very unhappy, no? He's very unhappy that nobody is worshipping him. Since he's very unhappy that nobody is worshipping him, I have to worship him and make him happy. Parasparam bhavayantaha. This parasparam bhavayantaha, Arjuna, happens only at a materialistic transaction. Always remember, parasparam bhavayantaha, he said in chapter 3, if you remember. You satisfy the gods will satisfy you. Thus satisfying each other, you all will flourish materially, but will suffer spiritually. You all will flourish materially means what? You all will flourish materially. Oh, thank God, sir. We will flourish materially and we will flourish spiritually also. When you are flowering materially, you will suffer spiritually. Why? You cannot serve two masters you can't serve two masters at the same time. Either you serve God or you serve Satan. You can't serve two masters at the same time. Because of this lack of knowledge, what do they do? The bhakti, the love for God, the bhakti for God gets polluted. Because of this ignorance, it is polluted love. And polluted love is polluted water. Polluted water is, what is the other way of saying polluted water? Useless water. Or you have to make it You have to make it clean. You have to make it clean. How do you make it clean? That is going to say later, or throughout the Gita he has been saying that. Or he said it already in chapter 2. He said it very clearly in chapter 2. What is the cleaning? What is the cleaning process? What is the cleansing process? So, here what is happening? Sakama Bhakti. Remember the sequence that we are studying? The 4 types of... Okay, we'll start from the beginning. Chapter 7, in the beginning from chapter, we will start. Paraprakriti and Aparaprakriti. God is of the 2 natures, Para and Apara. The ignorant people get stuck with the lower. The wise one goes to the higher. And what is the reason for people getting stuck in the lower? In verse number 13 of the same chapter, he said it very clearly. What is it? Yoga Maya. Because of Yoga Maya, which is the Trigunatmika. Trigunatmika means that which is a product of the 3 gunas, wielded by all that. The person they lose the higher and they get attracted to the lower. And then he went on to say, those who come to me is of 2 types. Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu, 1 category. Jnani, another category. All are virtuous people. All 4 are good. And then he went on to see how these 3 are good. What are we discussing now? How those 3 are good, appear to be good, but they are abuddhayaha. That's what we are discussing. First he says they are good. And what all they will get, what all you wish for, you will get. All that he said. And now he is saying that 3 are abuddhayaha. Why they are abuddhayaha? Because they are into this, anything lower they are attracted to. Apara prakriti. And even with God, they are getting carried away by the lower aspect. What is the lower aspect? The manifestation. Misunderstanding is this lower manifestation. Now, if you see, what are the questions that he's been answering all along? Why these devotees of God, though they are good, they are called abuddhayaha? What is the reason? Even though he calls them as good, why he says they are abuddhayaha? What is the reason for them to be called as abuddhayaha? We saw that yesterday also. Remember the law. If you remember this, you will move from apara to para. What is this? Every finite pleasure, all finite pleasure according to Vedanta is potential pain. Remember this. You remember this, you will be very careful in life. What is this? All finite pleasure, every finite pleasure according to Vedanta is potential pain. And the pain they give will be, there are various types of proportions, no? Direct proportion, geometrical proportion, and then what is the third one? There is a third proportion. Exponential. Direct proportional, geometric proportion, and then exponential proportion. Exponential proportion means there is no logic and reason behind that numbers, correct? It just multiplies by, without any. Direct proportion has a logic. Geometric proportion also has a logic. Exponential proportion has no. From 3 to 10 to 45 to 920 to 1140. How do you connect? How it is going? Vedanta says every finite pleasure is potential pain only. Sir, either pessimistic, you can't look at life. You can't look at life more pessimistic than this. What a pessimistic way of looking at life this is. Even the little bit of pleasure we get here and there also, you are not happy with us having that pain. You want to, already we are suffering and we are coming here and you are telling more suffering. This is the law. Second, the corollary to the law is, and the pain that they give, will be, you can call it geometric proportion, you can call it exponential proportion to the pleasure that one gains. Because higher you go, greater is the fall. The higher you go, greater is the fall. Therefore, all the Sakama Bhaktas, devotees for the Artha Artharthi Jignasu types, they gain some pleasure. But that pleasure being finite, limited by nature, what happens next? What happens next? They fall. And when they fall, they will blame God. They don't understand that they are bound. They don't understand it is the law that is functioning. It has got nothing to do with that. There is no reason to blame God. It is the law that is functioning. What is the law? Every finite pleasure, according to Vedanta, is potential pain. You can argue the other way also, no, sir. Every pain, you can see it as potential pleasure. No, you can argue that way also, correct? Yeah, I'm arguing for both sides, sir. That's why the Vedanta teachers are very unreliable. Because they will argue for both the sides. They will not take any one side and argue. Now, what is if you say pleasure is potential pain, pain is also potential pleasure, correct? But then it is not true. How do you say that? Your own experience. The longevity of suffering and pain and the longevity of pleasure. The longevity of pain and suffering versus the longevity of pleasure. We all have had our painful moments in life. We all have had our most blissful, pleasurable moments in life. Correct? What appears to be longer and what do you remember the most? You will remember the most, the frequent visitor you will remember the most, isn't it? Very rare visitor you will say, Engyo Patamari irukudhe, isn't it? The very rare visitor you will say, somewhere I have seen you, Regular visitor, from a distance you can. Sorrow being the regular visitor, you can recognize it very fast. Pleasure being a very rare visitor, you only long for it. Are you able to follow? The longing for pleasure and freedom from suffering. This is called samsara. And Sakama Bhakti will not give you moksha. Sakama Bhakti will keep you in samsara. That's why they are called abuddhaya. Why? Instead of getting out of samsara, they will get into samsara only. If you have an intellect, what will you do? You will have that penetrating capacity. You will have that farsightedness. You can penetrate and look beyond. Like he says, people can't see beyond the tip of their nose. No. What is the length of your vision? What is the length of your vision? Tip of your nose. No? How narrow it is. In fact, it is no vision at all. Even a cataract person can see it. Isn't it? Therefore, if the person has some farsightedness, if the person has some kind of intellect, what that person will do, instead of seeking for all these finite pleasures, which is going to result in bigger, greater sorrow, seek that which is permanent. Seek that which is permanent. Why do we have to seek, sir? Why can't we simply stay quiet? You can't stay quiet because we are all seekers anyway. Either material seeker or spiritual seeker. We are seekers. All human beings are seekers, seeking something. The difference is, what is it that you are seeking makes the difference. Abuddhayaha knows what to seek. Buddhayaha also knows what to seek. What Abuddhayaha doesn't know, the consequences of that seeking. Buddhayaha knows the consequences of their seeking. What is it? If all are going to result in pain, what is it that gives pleasure, happiness? That becomes the next question. What is that finite goal that is free from limitations? Becomes the next question. Vedanta, the answers are given first and then the questions are asked. It's not the questions are asked first and the answers are given. Other school not. Here, the answers are given first and then the questions are asked. What is that finite goal? What is that infinite goal? Not finite goal. What is that infinite goal? Krishna says, okay, if you have forgotten chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it is understandable. Chapter 7 also you forgot. Paraprakriti, Aparaprakriti, I told you very clearly, no. The goal is already told very clearly. What is it? Paraprakriti, the higher nature. Therefore, one should seek that higher nature, Paraprakriti. Okay. Then the natural question is, where is it available? Where can I find it? That also answer is given. Verse number 5, chapter 7. Same chapter. He gives the answer. He says, Jiva Bodham Mahabaho Yayedam Dharyate Jagat. He said it already in chapter 7, verse number 5. Venkat, I didn't know that you are the captain of this team. Very lately, I recognized that you are the captain. So, verse reference la correct ah solranga paathukonga. I don't know, people call him the captain. Huh? He's the captain of the team. So, in verse 5, chapter 7, he says, Jiva Bodha Abaho. I am that consciousness in every being, and that consciousness is the closest, and the consciousness is the closest, and it is available right now. It is available right now. All along I was talking. You are conscious of the talk. For a few seconds I paused. You are conscious of the fact that I wasn't talking. You are a conscious being. You are a conscious being of knowing that I was talking, knowing that I wasn't talking. That is the Paraprakriti, and that is closest to you. And you can't ask where is it available. It is this conscious principle, the Paraprakriti, is in you. The Sakama Bhakti people and the materialistic people, what do? That which is inside you, they seek it outside. What is the mistake they do? Instead of recognizing that it is inside of you, they seek it outside. Why do they seek it outside? Angada abuddhayaha comes out of ignorance. Out of ignorance, they seek it outside. Everybody is ignorant. How can everybody be ignorant? First question. Is everybody ignorant? Vedanta says yes. And I don't belong to that Goshti. Enne Setradigo, Venkatachala. Yeah, don't unite me also to your Goshti. Goshti means group. Yeah, Goshti means group. How is it that everyone misses it? Because everyone is ignorant. How can everybody be ignorant? That is Maya, Yoga Maya. How can everybody be ignorant? Because everybody is deluded by this Yoga Maya. Because everybody deluded by this Yoga Maya, you do not seek. And this category of people is called Abuddhaya. Able to follow? This is one way of analyzing. Distinctly another way of analyzing. For you to seeking means constant remembrance. Seeking something, wanting something means a constant remembrance. This constant remembrance is not an effort at all. Constant remembrance is not an effort. That's where bhakti makes it. Bhakti takes away the effort part. Otherwise, it looks like tapas and suffering, and as it is, materialistic suffering is not enough. No, spiritual tapas seems to be more painful and suffering and all that. Brahmacharya has to be practiced. Tapas has to be practiced. That 6 qualities. Titiksha, don't talk about titiksha at all. One thing that we don't want to hear is this all put together. There is no joy at all in the path. All put together, there is no joy at all in the path. All put together, the whole spiritual path looks like a very painful affair. Bhakti so beautifully takes away this pain. How bhakti removes that pain? Because bhakti means remembrance. And in remembrance, there is no effort involved, no pain involved. See, for you to think about God, what all preparation is required? Even to meditate, what all preparation is required? Correct? You need to have you need to have the murti, you need to have the picture, you need to light the lamp, you need to light the agarbatti, smoke the whole house, isn't it? Where fire alarm will start going to that extent. So much of preparation is required to remember. Even then the mind doesn't. Even there the mind doesn't sit. Correct? The boy meets a girl and falls in love. The girl meets a boy and falls in love. What preparation they do to constantly remember? What preparation they do to constantly remember? The parents constantly keep thinking about the children. What preparation they do? Do you keep the photo in front? Do you keep the picture of your children in front? Do you try to make an effort and then keep the japamala ready? And you do so much of preparation to remember? You don't do all that, no? Why? Because that remembrance is backed by a lot of love. That's why it's called bhakti. Remembrance that is backed by devotion, affection, love doesn't require any effort. A person that love is called chasing it. That love makes you to chase. Correct? That love makes you to chase. The boy chases the girl chases the boy, isn't it? I'm just giving that as an example, isn't it? Easy example to understand, that's all. That fellow will go and live, will hang in the street where the girl is living, and the girl may not even come out of the house, isn't it? They won't even know that the girl is not in the house. The girl would have gone on a holiday, 1 week holiday, but the boy still goes there. And what a joy he gets looking at the door of the house and comes back. What a joy he gets doing all that. Remembrance never is an effort. Now it appears to be an effort. Why? Why remembrance appears to be an effort and we are finding it difficult? Abuddhaya. There you know what you are getting. Here you do not know what you are getting. When you are chasing something material, you know what you are getting there. Here you do not know what you are getting. If you know what you are getting here, mumukshatva and all is not a very difficult, it's not a very painful, difficult thing. It's one of the natural things is to have this mumukshatva. But what happens? Love, remembrance becomes easy. Bhakti makes the remembrance possible. Remembrance means you want it. Remembrance means you want it. Correct? You want it because you know what it is. You want it because you know what it is. Abuddhayaha do not know what it is. Therefore, it is such a strenuous effort to think about God. And wherever there is strenuous effort involved, straight away what will come? Wherever strenuous effort is involved, straight away what will come? Naturally, shortcut. First, you want it. You want it. What you will start looking for? Shortcuts. They are called Abuddhayaha. The bhaktas become sakama bhaktas because they start looking for shortcuts. They are also called Buddhayaha. So from one angle you can analyze it from the angle of emotion. You can analyze it from the angle of thinking. Either way, what do you understand? Abuddhayaha means wrong knowledge. It is because of wrong knowledge they are doing this. We will go on to the next verse. Verse number, in a verse is 25. And verse number 25 padinga or vati. Parvala.
Maham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritah mudhoyam nabhijanati loko mamajamavyayam.
Yoga Maya, wielded by Yoga Maya, illusion born of the union of the three gunas qualities. I am not manifest to all. This deluded world knows me not, the unborn, the imperishable. It is answering the question. How the whole world, can the whole world be deluded? How can you say everyone is deluded? Yes, everybody is deluded because they are wielded by Yoga Maya. Yoga means union, Maya, union of Maya. What is it that unites the three gunas? That is why within brackets the definition is given. Yoga Maya, illusion born of the union of the three gunas. I am not manifest to all. This deluded world knows me not, the unborn, the imperishable. Remember the prism diagram. Venkat vachirukela? You have the prism diagram? Yeah. The colorless light. Correct. Venkat, that's why they are calling you captain. Now I know why they are calling you captain. Correct. The colorless light passes through the prism of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, has this flavor, the world. The colorless light passing through the glass prism, see the Vibgyotic colors. When you see the white light, sorry, you can't say white light, no. Colorless light. When you see the colorless light, the Vibgyotic colors are not seen. If you see this, you miss the Brahman, the colorless light. So, on the one hand, there is Brahman, on the other hand, there is this world. What happened in between? The Yoga Maya. What is this Yoga Maya? The illusion born of these three gunas. When the three gunas combine, they project this. They project this world. They combine and project this world. The pluralistic phenomena comes from one homogeneous thing when it passes through something. That is the principle. You see the pluralistic phenomena. From the pluralistic phenomena, you work backwards. How you should read the diagram? From the world, go back to Brahman. Don't come from Brahman to world. You see the world, the Vibgyotic colors. And then you work back. From how does this pluralistic phenomena, from where does this come? How are you experiencing it? Because of the prism. And what is the prism? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas is the prism. Now, if you view the individual, the world, if you want to see Brahman, what you should remove? What you should remove? Remove the prism. If the prism is removed, you see Brahman. But you do not recognize Brahman. You see a world of objects and beings. World of objects and beings means we have known it already. Nama, Nama Rupa. You see various Nama and various Rupa. If all ornaments perish, what would remain? Gold will remain. If all pots perish, clay will remain. Similarly, if the pluralistic phenomena of objects and beings perish, what will happen, sir? If everything perishes, what will happen? If all pots perishes, what will happen? Clay will remain. If all ornaments perishes, gold will remain. If all objects and beings perishes, what will remain? Brahman. Brahman will remain. And that Brahman is me, the unborn, the imperishable. What he is going to elaborate in chapter 13 and chapter 15. The unborn, the imperishable, and all that will be elaborated in chapter 13 and chapter 15. Even when we talk about bhakti, the sakama bhakti also, God has to be spoken in the true sense. Therefore, he doesn't change it. So he is introducing it here only, he is introducing, but explanation comes much, much later. The unborn, ajam, avyayam. Vyayam means perishable. Avyayam, imperishable. Ajam means unborn. Lokaha, the entire world knows me not. He is making a sweeping statement, saying the whole world do not know me. The whole world do not understand me. Why they do not know me? Why they do not understand me? They do not know me or understand me because of this reason. What is the reason? Covering. What is it that is covering? Remember the question that we asked in the previous verse? If it is the most closest, if it is the most intimate, if you are that, how come you do not know it? Because it is covered by something. What is that covering? Yoga Maya. This Yoga Maya is the classic Vedantic term. In Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna does in Bhagavad Gita, he doesn't use most of the classic Vedantic terms. Very, very few classic terms only he uses. And one of the beautiful classic Vedantic term is this Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya literally means Maya. But this Maya has this one aspect of Maya is anirvachaniya, indescribable. The manifested part of Maya is the combination of the three gunas. Anirvachaniya is the indescribable aspect of Maya. The manifest describable aspect of Maya is Trigunatmika. Trigunatmika means which is a combination of the three gunas. And wherever we use the word Yoga Maya, you have to understand it as the combination of the three gunas. What are the gunas? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Here the discussion is not about the gunas. Chapter 14, chapter 16, chapter 17. A very thorough analysis about the three gunas. When we go there, we will see it in detail. So every time we keep, and every 10-15 verses, the gunas keep coming. And every time it is coming, it is so tempting to start. But then we'll wait. He's chapter 14, he's talking about it. Chapter 16, he's talking about it. Chapter 17, right? He extends it up to chapter 18 also, where he talks about the personality chart, the Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, every aspect he divides into Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, etc. One who sees the pluralistic phenomena cannot understand the pure light. One who understands the pure light knows how these manifestations happen. It's a simple logic. You are there. I am here. There is a covering. Something covers. You don't see me. Just as I don't see you, you also don't see me. It both ways work. It works both ways. Correct? If there is a block, if something is covering you and me, it's not only you don't see me, I also don't see you. Does that mean Brahman is also? Correct? Does that mean that? One of the beautiful examples to explain this is given by Swamiji. A child, in one of the discourses, I heard this example by Swami Chinmayananda. He gives this example, beautiful example in his Rama Gita. I heard him talking on Rama Gita, I don't know what all he said in Rama Gita. This example I remember. A child is walking with the father on the road. He sees a policeman with the thief. Child not knowing what it is, the child asks the father, what is this? This man is a thief and this man is the police. And police catches the thief. Next street. One man, three police. He said, why three police? Father said, he's a bigger thief. He's a bigger thief. So, three police. Then they went on to the main road. The president surrounded by hundreds of policemen. The boy said, Father, he is the biggest thief in the country. Because maximum police are... No. There are two kinds. One who controls the police, one who is controlled by the police. This example I remember. Ramagita lectures I remember. This example. Rest and all what he said, I'm like any one of you only. I don't remember most. But this example, I remember. He said, for this yoga, I thought for Yoga Maya, beautiful example. One who controls the police, another one controlled by police. What is the difference between you and me now? What is the difference between you and me now in the context? We are under the control of Yoga Maya. He is the controller of Yoga Maya. Adna Vidyasana. I thought, what an explanation to give. This is his example and not, he gave this example. Otherwise, we will think deluded means he should also be deluded. No. How can he be deluded? Oh, he is the controller of the police. Remember that. One who controls the police, another one controlled by police. Deluded means, what is delusion? Yoga Maya delusion. You will be controlled. You will be controlled. If you gain knowledge, you control. You control means what? it is powerless in front of you. Are you able to follow? You controlling Yoga Maya means what? It is powerless in front of you. Yoga Maya controlling you means you are powerless in front of that. The whole world veiled by Yoga Maya, covered. Maya, we have seen it already in one of the introductory. I don't know, so much we are talking about Maya. I don't remember where I am saying what. Maya has these two things, Avarna and Vikshepa. Maya has two. Avarna means covering. Vikshepa means projecting something else. Not only in English, it is called non-apprehension and misapprehension. Avarna, Vikshepa, in English, it is called non-apprehension and misapprehension. So, covering, veiled by Yoga Maya. Covering. And what is the nature of that covering? The nature of this covering is very, very strong, very penetrating, as long as you don't use your intellect. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. And you feel helpless, that no way you can get, you feel so helpless. For the one who doesn't gain knowledge, for the one who gains knowledge and understanding, it is not. It is not. What do they understand? Unborn, imperishable. The Paraprakriti. Compare it to, always use the Paraprakriti in this context. The unborn, the imperishable, which is to the highest. Yoga Maya Samavritaha. How this Yoga Maya delude? This Yoga Maya delude by intensifying the thought I, aham. The Yoga Maya deludes. How it deludes? By intensifying the excuse me. It deludes by intensifying the I. The I, which is a combination of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. The I, which is the combination of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. That's why Ramana keeps on saying, find that I, you transcend Maya. Know that I, you transcend Maya. What is that? What is that I? The intensified I is because of the Yoga Maya. It covers. What does it cover? It covers the discriminating ability is covered. What does it cover? We keep saying it is covering. What does it cover? Even you are not covered. No? Even the body is not covered. What does it cover? Since we will not know how to even ask this question, Vedanta asks this question and answers. It covers the whole world. What is meant by covering the whole world? Is that a blanket or what to cover the whole world? What does it cover? It covers the discriminative power. The moment the discriminative capacity, the moment the discriminative ability is covered, it projects. What it projects? something else. So it veils and projects. Are you able to follow? This is the very important aspect of Vedanta. And when he goes on saying intellect, 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 we go back thinking, well, first of all, what is intellect? Nobody is talking about this intellect. Why is one person talking about intellect? It is the discriminative capacity is veiled. So what does it cover? It covers the discriminative. It covers the discriminative power is covered. If the discriminative power is covered, something comes out of it. What is it? It will not say, I don't know. It will project something else. The rope is covered simultaneously, instantaneously, sequentially, or simultaneously. What is projected? The snake is projected. This combination of misapprehension and non-apprehension, or non-apprehension and misapprehension, avarna and vikshepa, is called yoga maya. Because of this yoga maya, the individual is deluded. If all the individuals are deluded, it is said the whole lokaha is, I am lokaha. This entire loka is deluded. Ajam, avyayam. They don't see me. They don't see the truth. They don't see me means they don't see the truth. What is the truth? Ajam, avyayam. Ajam is unborn. The formless Krishna you don't see, you get carried away by the form Krishna. The form Krishna will have a Jayanti. The form Krishna will have a, what is opposite of Jayanti? There's an opposite, no? Jayanti na birthday. What is opposite of birthday? Death day, correct. Yeah. Jayanti na birthday. Yeah. And then there will be so the form of Krishna will have a birthday. The form of Krishna will have a death day. The form appearing, the form disappearing has no correlation to the real Krishna. The form appearing, the form disappearing has no relation to the real Krishna, means it has no real connection to this Arvindan, to this Shankar, to this Venka, to this Koma, but still what to say? Clear? Brahman only, no? Shankar, Manohar. I don't feel like saying Manohar and all is Brahman, but still the truth is they are Brahman only. What to do? Very sad. The real form is Ajam. Second is, it is Avyayam. What is Avyayam? Avyayam means that which is not revealed to the five senses. Avyayam means that which cannot, that which will not be revealed to the five senses. That which will not be revealed through logic and reason. That which will not be revealed through logic and reason, that which cannot be revealed through the five senses is Avyayam. Then what is the way to know it? Then what is the way to know it? Then what is the way to know it? You should know the answer by now, no? Then what is the way to know it? In the context of chapter 2 to chapter 6, you should use the word Shraddha. In the context of chapter 7 to chapter 12, you use the word bhakti. In the context of 13 to 18, you use the word jnanam. Doesn't matter. Any word you use. You can use the word shraddha. You can use the word bhakti. You can use the word jnanam. All it means what? Not revealed to the five senses, not revealed through logic and reason. Instead of using the word bhakti and jnanam and all that, we will use one standard word. Throughout, we will use one standard word. And that one standard word is shraddha. So keep it, because you'll get very confused. Shraddha, bhakti, jnanam can be used synonymously, you'll be very confused. Therefore, don't use this synonymously. Use only, restrict it to one word. What is that one word? Shraddha. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. One who has a shraddha gains right knowledge. What is the right knowledge he will gain? What is the right knowledge? Now the knowledge that you have is aham sharira. At another time you will have the knowledge that aham jiva. What is the real knowledge? Aham brahma. What is the wrong knowledge that you have now? Right through aham is common. There are three types. Aham sharira is one type of knowledge. Aham jiva is another type of knowledge. Aham brahma is another type of knowledge. In all these, what is common? The aham is common. And what you associate the I with? I am the body. You can associate with the body. Or you can associate it with the subtle. The jiva means subtle body. Anyway, sir, there's another janma, no? There you identify the I with the jiva. Sharira means this janma. That's all. Before this nothing, after this nothing. That is aham sharira buddhi. Knowledge. Aham sharira knowledge. And then aham jiva. Aham sharirosmi. Aham jivosmi. Aham brahmasmi. Dalla mahavakya. The wrong thing is aham sharirosmi. Aham jivosmi. The mahavakya, the right knowledge is aham brahmasmi. This aham, I, is veiled, covered. Instantly it projects. What does it project? Aham sharira, aham jiva. Because this covering cannot remove the I. Adhishtanam will not get removed. Adhishtanam will remain, but Adhishtanam will be misunderstood. Able to follow? Ganesh. I don't know. And he's nodding his head also. Huh? He said, I will be very happy. Ganesh, puriyarda? Correct. Now he doesn't know what to say. Yes, sir. Correct. This yoga maya covers the I, but it cannot destroy the I. It cannot destroy the adhishtanam. It cannot eliminate the adhishtanam. Therefore, what will happen? The adhishtanam will be misunderstood. Ignorance cannot remove the rope. Ignorance will make you misunderstand the rope. So, the yoga maya has only one power. What is that power? It can create misunderstandings. Yoga maya has only one capacity. What is the capacity of yoga maya? It can create only misunderstandings alone it can create. But it cannot remove. It cannot actually eliminate. The rope doesn't get eliminated. Snake is projected. Similarly, the yoga maya cannot do anything to Brahman, your real I. This yoga maya doesn't touch the real I. The Yoga Maya doesn't cover the real I. The Yoga Maya doesn't touch the real I. It covers it and projects something else. And what is the way out? What is the way out? Remembering the Avarna and Vikshepa. Remembering the Avarna and Vikshepa. What is remembering Avarna Vikshepa means? Removing the misunderstandings. Removing the misunderstanding. 26th verse, he gives a convincing answer. Vedoham, he says, I am knowledge. How can I get deluded? How can I forget itself? Yoga Maya makes you to believe so. Yoga Maya makes you to believe so. Vedoham will continue next week. Verse number 26. I am knowledge. Since I am knowledge, the I can never lose itself. The I can never forget itself. How can the I lose itself? How can the I forget itself? But it seems to be covering. And it's magic. It's Maya. It is that's why they call it as Maya, means a magic. What is magic? Ordinary magic show it is. It's a very ordinary magic show. Clear? PC Sarkar ordinary magic show this is, isn't it? What is a magic show? The magician will show you the hat, isn't it? The magician will show you the hat, and then he will place the hat on the table. In a split second, he will place it on the table. In a split second, he will take it out. What will come out of that hat? Rabbit comes. We are all thinking, no, where was the rabbit? Was it in his head? Was it in his hand? Was it in the cup? Was it cap? Was it under the table? Magic. You know that it was there somewhere before. He didn't give birth to rabbit, correct? He didn't give birth to rabbit. He is not the creator of the rabbit. He only hid it. So what is Maya? What is the power of Maya? Remember, power of Maya is not to destroy. Power of Maya is to hide it. Just as the magician hides somewhere he is hiding it, no? Somewhere it is hiding it. Who doesn't know it? Who doesn't know it? The audience doesn't know it. Who knows it? The magician knows it. The only undeluded fellow in the entire magic show is who? The whole crowd is deluded, correct? The whole lot is deluded. The whole lot is deluded. I am deluded into believing that Rajinikanth is Basha. But who is not deluded? Rajinikanth is not deluded. For he knows that he is not Basha, no? Correct? If he is also deluded into believing that he is Basha, na avadha. Adu Avarna Vikshepa illa. Adu insanity. It doesn't belong to Avarna Vikshepa. That is insanity. Are you able to follow? So what Yoga Maya does, Yoga Maya cannot destroy. It can only hide it. It can cover it. It can hide it. Knowledge comes and reveals it. It is hidden. What can reveal it? Knowledge reveals it. The moment you know how the rabbit is hidden, it's no more. It's no more Maya, correct? The moment you come to know how the rabbit is hidden, it's no more Maya. The moment you come to know how the sword pierces through the body and the man comes out. It's no more. It's no more Maya. Knowledge, the moment knowledge reveals it, you are free from this Maya. The moment you gain this knowledge, you are free from this Maya. And what is this Maya? And what is this Maya? Covering and projecting. Technically, it is called non-apprehension and misapprehension. It is covering. Not only it is covering, it makes you to believe something else is there. It covers it and makes you to believe something else is there, and knowledge removes it. Aham Vedaha. I am knowledge. That's what is going to start. Verse number 26, which will continue in the next class. But for today, I connected it to 26 to complete the understanding. And we will go through it again in the next session. For today, what is that Yoga Maya? Covering, hiding. Knowledge, the moment you gain knowledge, what happens? The moment you gain knowledge, what happens? Hiding is gone. Hiding is gone means you know exactly where it is hidden, how it is hidden, how it comes into manifest. And when the whole crowd goes, when the whole crowd is deluded, when the whole loka, when the entire world is deluded, you remain undeluded. You remain undeluded. This is 25. We'll continue with verse number 26 onwards. Any question? Only, yeah? No questions. Yeah. Yoga Maya nali questions are not. I think we will keep this as a permanent chapter. We will talk only about this. You are so free. We'll continue with 26 onwards in the next one.